Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Angel Channel, our weekly excursion into the ocean of light. Glad to everybody can be here tonight. I've got a real treat. I've got a good friend of mine, Minty May, on. Amazing, intuitive, and all-around magical person, and strongly suggest anybody out there listening that would like a reading from Minty, sign up in the chat over here, and I'm going to turn over the angel card readings to Minty this evening, and we're also going to have a lively discussion about magic and energy and the light. So, looking really forward to that. It was a crazy eclipse. Still kind of a little crazy energy from that, and Mercury retrograde, man. Everybody just hold on. We had a little incident right before the show, and it's just rearing its ugly head. I had a friend of mine come over the other night, the night it started, and he was with his girlfriend, and she was hanging out, and we were talking about Mercury retrograde, and she made a comment, sort of blew it off, like, oh, it never happens. And like all of a sudden she got really dizzy and like collapsed. I'm like, oh my God, you didn't have to be that mean. So anyway, keep a good attitude, allow extra time for stuff. Like if you're about making it at the last second, don't do that during this, especially this first week of it when it's really super intense. Make sure you just allow yourself a little extra time, a little extra patience for the drivers around you. And the other thing about this is, like, if there's something on the edge of breaking, be really careful, get it fixed. Don't wait for it to break, and double check your communications, man. Like if it's really important, make sure that email got through, make sure it was worded correctly, make sure that you didn't, say something really stupid when the auto microphone dictation thing, like says something completely different from what you said. Make sure, just check all that stuff and have a little extra patience. And when it starts to get really intense, just take a really deep breath and let it go. I want to, as always, start it with a huge round of thanks and appreciation for my friend Ernie at Fried Okra Entertainment for keeping us afloat. We're coming up on another year fee, man. That all doubled and like went crazy. So anyway, really appreciate sticking with us and helping us get through, man. And we look forward to many more. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I won't talk about ASMR, man. I've gotten like kind of crazy about these weird ASMR videos, like people cleaning carpets with no talking, in some crazy Asian like seafood place, no talking, and they're just really out of control. Like I got hooked. Like, why would I sit there and watch somebody clean a carpet for 15 minutes, man? And all that. I found myself burning through like an hour and a half, and people are using them to go to sleep and all kinds of crazy things. We'll talk about those next week. I had a friend ask about the 10 of Swords today, like that kind of representing a little period of time she did a reading for herself. And I just wanted to talk about the 10 of Swords just for a brief second. 10 of Swords is about like, you're dead, man. It's already happened. Boom. The thing that you were worried about in the 9 of Swords, which is why I hate the 9 of Swords, like way worse than the 10 of Swords, because the 9 of Swords is the moment when I'm thinking about how awful it's going to be when the swords fall, and millions of ways that could hurt and it could manifest. And I'm the master of architect of my own demise and making it really hurt bad. Uh, but the Ten of Swords, it's like it's done, you know, and the connection to the card, the Death card, you know, the Death card is about a cessation of a way of living. And usually that's coming up with some intensity, you know, and rather swiftly. But the Ten of Swords, it's like that's already happened. You know, you're not looking at your imminent demise. Whatever was going to crash is crash, and now it's like picking up and starting over with the energy of the aces again and moving through that. So don't worry about that card. And if you want, give me a yell tomorrow, and I'll try to connect with you more about that. Let's see. So before I introduce my guest, I'm going to ask him about this too. My journey sort of started with in a crazy way. I told this story today, and I feel really super compelled to share this. I spent first 20 years of my adult life working in ad agencies, and I got to work with some really crazy, great people, inspired kind of genius people. And one of the guys is named Joey Ryman, and I was working for him back in the 80s, and we had a pretty big creative department. He calls a creative meeting one day, and we're all schlepping in and sitting there at this conference table, and he brings some woman in and introduces her as a reverend, which I sort of freak out because I think it's going to be some religious thing. I'm about to start finding an excuse to leave to go back to work, and she starts talking about energy, and I'm like, wow, what is going on here? And I had just gotten into the whole Joseph Campbell power of myth thing, and my brain was exploding with that. And here she is, like, talking about doing things like physical stuff, like moving objects and that kind of thing. And as much as I wanted to buy it, you know, my skeptic is super strong, man. And yeah, that part of me, well, maybe somebody could do that, but that's not really a real thing. And I swear, I think she picked it up over my brain and reached out with her hand and grabbed on with energy. Like there's about 5 or 6 feet between her and a metal ashtray that was on the conference room table. And she pulled that metal ashtray right in front of me all the way to her. And that moment changed my life. And I went on a quest to find somebody that could actually teach me that. And luckily and thankfully, gratefully, I found that person about 18 years ago. And the quest to get to that person, that's a story for another day. But, you know, once you get called, it was like insatiable after that. And so anyway, there we go. So on to the goodness of the night. I've got, I ran, first of all, let me say hi to everybody. Inga's out there. Grace, as always. Arnie, good to see you. There's Nancy. Yeah, excellent. Luna, how are you? Mr. Zen. Oh, Mr. Zen, we meet again. Oh, really? A bunch of folks out there tonight. Hey, Vivian, what's up? Angela, welcome. Diane, how are you doing? Raven Adams, the famous Raven Adams. We're really happy to see you. Welcome. And everybody out there, man, that's on the list, don't be shy. Like, put it down in the chat. Say, I want a reading, man. I want Minty to read my soul. Which gets me to my guest, the magical Minty May. I ran into Minty through my friend Michael Zinn, who had connected up with him. And we were on a show, I think Kelly Brickle and myself and Minty on one of Michael's shows. And I just, like, sometimes people just spark your frequency and like, wow, I really dig his point of view. And then he was on Michael's new show, Holding Space, not long ago. And I was just really into the whole shtick about where he began his career or his journey as well. And I stuck my name over in the chat list to get a reading, and it was really super funny, man, because he just went down and nailed me. And it's so crazy to, like, one of his things was, you're very black and white. I'm like, well, yeah, I am actually. And whoa, yeah, okay. Most of my artwork, hang on one second. So most of my artwork is all in black and white, all my cases, boxes, all this crazy stuff. And I, just thing after thing after thing. And I really laughed and felt kind of naked. Not many people like scour through me that easily. Anyway, I'm very, very happy to have him with us this evening to share his really bright light and some magical perspective. So without further ado, let me introduce Minty May.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, it's gonna be super great, man. So for some of the people on here that don't know you yet, you really have a big following on TikTok, right?
Yeah, that's kind of grown over the last probably 7 or 8 months, 9 months, I think it is, that I've really kind of embraced TikTok. So I first started on Facebook, to be perfectly honest with you, doing lives and stuff on there. But yeah, TikTok's really kind of taken off for me. I'm extremely grateful for that.
So you're a big card reader, right?
That's one of my main tools that I love to use is tarot cards, oracle cards, and I've got a few sets with me. I mean, I've had to reduce my sets due to traveling around at the moment, so I've kind of reduced it down to a small number that I carry around with me. But I also work with crystals, pendulums. I'm also a medium, so I naturally channel spirit as well. I'm able to see people's past, present, and future as well, and I get messages from spirit that way. So it's like a combination of everything kind of mashing together, really.
Well, in listening to you, it sounds very much like, my mode is, I'm kind of like the gumbo of all the different influences, and it's turned into my own cosmology that, really works for me. And it kind of seems like that was a similar thing for you as well.
Very much so.
I mean, do you have a favorite deck? Do you have a favorite deck?
Couple of favorite decks. I love using the Lightseer's Tarot as an actual kind of like tarot deck. But I've also been very, very kindly gifted very, very recently. Raven Adams, who's actually on here this evening, she designed a series of different oracle card decks, which I absolutely love as well. This is one from a Lake of the Ozark deck, and then she did a Scottish one as well, which I absolutely love using. And she did a UFO one, if I can. Yep. And these are all her own designs, and they're absolutely beautiful as well. So I love using oracle cards as well. And then another very good friend of mine, who's an artist, Naomi Cornuck, designed these, and she hand drew each of these, and they're very, very nature based. So I've actually got a selection of cards with me that I'm using, but ultimate favorite deck, I don't think there is. I think I just chop and change with the times. It's like I'll use a set of cards for a certain period of time, then all of a sudden I'll feel spirit going, well, no, they need to rest now. You've got to move on to the next ones. So I kind of chop and change a lot as well.
Have you ever created your own deck?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I must admit, I can't even draw a stick man, to be perfectly honest with you. I've got the images up here, but my hands don't match my mind's image, and they come out like a mess.
Yeah. That was a crazy undertaking for me, man. I resisted. I got goaded by my teacher like really hard. I read with the top deck for about 25 years, and he's like, dude,
cool.
do your own deck, and I'm like, man, that's like 78 pieces of art, not to mention all of the other stuff that goes with it, the planetary stuff and all of that, right? And it was just so totally overwhelming. I was like, no way. But being the master manipulator that he is, me into doing just one card. He goes, okay, just pick one card. I want to see what you do with it, man. I'm like, okay, one card. I can pull that off. Of course, I did the Magus card, and then once that happened, it was like somebody lit the dynamite under me, man, and it just went straight through. I just never stopped until I finished on it, and it was just a glorious, amazing, awe-inspiring ride. It continues to be, man, because it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and the connection between the tarot deck, my tarot deck, and the angel deck, and that whole like, oh man, really, 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 really wonderful journey. Have you done your? Of course you have, but your own version of the Fool's Journey, like the first one? Yeah,
very much so. But well, I'm kind of in that kind of state at the moment. If I go back to like last October, it's kind of when the Fool's Journey started, because I literally gave up where I lived, where I worked. I'm literally living out of a backpack that's about half the size of me, and that's everything I own with all my clothes. I mean, Michael's on here as well, so hi, Michael, and hi, Grace. But Michael has seen my backpack because he very kindly, the very first time I came over here back in October to the States, and he very kindly put me up for a few nights because I was like literally like, where do I go? What do I do? Who knows? Because Spirit were like, you got to go on this journey, and I'm like, okay, we'll just go on a journey, shall we? And he very kindly was like, I think it was like last year. And he went and he was like, dude, come and stay with me. And I was like, okay, cool. And so Michael has seen my backpack that I carry around. I look like a Ninja Turtle with my backpack on my back because it is green. And it's like, I just kind of picture myself with like this flat cap Ninja Turtle version going around. But yeah, that's where my Fool's Journey kind of started much more recently. And it's carried on. I mean, I was over here till January. I went back to the UK, and within half an hour, I could have been straight back on a plane again. I've just seen Raymond's little description of like a turtle. It's probably a good likeness. But yeah, no, it's one of those where I got back to the UK on the 6th of January, and within half an hour, I was like, I want to go back. So I did. And it was about a week and a half later, I just booked tickets, and I'm actually back at Lake Ozark as we speak at the moment.
Where are you?
Lake Ozark in Missouri.
Oh, there you go. I was born in the Midwest. Like I lived in St. Louis for a long time, which is not far.
Well, I had to go to St. Louis first. That's where I flew into this time. So I stayed in St. Louis again. I've stayed in St. Louis about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, ever gone up in the Ark?
I have seen the Ark, yes.
Yeah, you ever gone up in it?
No, not yet, but I would like to.
It's a trippy experience, man. You should do that.
That would be awesome. I'll have to give that a
go. So when you were on, hey, what's up, Alana? When you were on Michael's show, you know, you guys touched briefly on your kind of genesis onto your journey, and you had mentioned, you know, your grandma and kind of being born into that sort of family. So I'd love to hear about that and yeah, expand on that a bit if you would.
Yeah, I mean, I was extremely. Oh, I just dropped my ring. I was extremely fortunate in a lot of ways. To some respects, I was extremely fortunate to be born into the family I was born into. Bearing in mind, I'll be honest, 90% of my family I don't talk to now because they sell each other for a quid. But my grandmother was an amazing woman, and my gran is incredible. She's definitely taken you under her wing. My gran was an amazing witch, a medium. And I was about 5 years old, and I was sat in her front room and I'm playing away, and she could see me chatting her in the way, and she goes, now she could see and hear who I was talking to, but she wanted me to say who it was. And I was literally sat in the front room. She goes, who are you talking to? And I turned around and said, there was like two gentlemen. She goes, okay, describe them to me. So I described them to her. My uncle Jim, he's got like a long face like me. My uncle George, he has a round head and is bald. And apparently, I found that highly entertaining that he was bald. And she goes, "Who are they?" And I said, "Uncle Jim and Uncle George." And she turned around and realised then that I could see and hear spirit because they had both sadly passed away during the Second World War. And from that moment onwards, from the age of 5, she taught me how to connect and work with spirit. Now, bearing in mind, I'm kind of undiagnosed ADHD, mad as a box of frogs, or as a lot of people, I actually have a very, very close connection with squirrels because they're just nuts. They are proper crazy. And that's kind of how I always see myself. So how she ever got me to sit down and meditate, I think there's a lot of strong tape, chains, just to get me to sit still for 5 minutes. But no, she did. She did. And over the years, she taught me to, from the age of 5 to 13, she taught me how to connect with spirit, how to meditate, ground myself. But then she would also teach me how to use various different tools like tarot cards and crystals, pendulums, Ouija boards, and various different items. And then when I was 13 years old, she would let me have a little table next to her at psychic fairs. And that's when I started doing my readings professionally. And I've just turned 46.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So did you get involved in any telekinetic projective stuff?
I'll be honest with you, no. Not as such. I must admit, that's not an avenue I've always been interested in. I've always been fascinated by it, but it's not an avenue I've necessarily gone down. But my grand, like I say, was a witch, so she would teach me like spells and how to work on manifestation, shadow work, how to use nature in your energy. I mean, even one of the simplest things that we do on a day-to-day basis when we're cooking, it's about putting your love and your intention into the food that you're cooking. It's magic. You know, think about it. All the ingredients going together into a pot and
Stirring
giving
the
it a good
pot.
stir. Yeah, exactly. And she would teach me how to make like amulets or charms, or she would make her own homemade remedies. And she had a great connection with animals as well. She was very much an animal whisperer. So she could actually talk, it sounds crazy, but well, it probably doesn't on here, but she could talk to animals. And there was various different animals. I mean, bearing in mind, my grandmother lived smack bang middle of nowhere. She had 4 neighbours. She had 8 of her own cats, and she had about 10 strays. Well, we think they were strays. They weren't because she fed them all and looked after them. But she had about 18 cats in her house, and she also had a fox that would come and visit, and a family of pheasants that would come and visit, and a mole. And she would always look after her bees and stuff like that. So she was very, very connected with nature.
You were talking earlier before you and I, when you and I were just talking, you know, and what we mentioned before about, you know, developing your own personal cosmology. Nature is a really huge part of that, and I'd love for you to go into how exactly you use that. And you know, this show is always about like practical things that, you know, I can offer out for those people to use, you know. So if there's some specific way that you used nature, or like, you know, something you can share with everybody, I'd love that.
By all means, by all means. I mean, if anyone knows me enough, I always bang on about nature and how it's so healing because it really, really is. But my grandmother, you know, these are things that my grandmother taught me. So a very, very simple, basic meditation that I still use today. And I've ran children's classes where I've done this meditation outdoors, and it's listening to the sounds of nature. So it's like if you've got stress or anxiety going on or anything like that, I'm a big believer. I mean, trees are my favorite. Trees are truly, truly my favorite.
I'm the forest mole, man. I love the forest.
Exactly. And it is, it's like go and find yourself either like, I mean, I love oak trees. They're my most favorite, but go and find yourself like a really nice big tree that you can really, and it's just sort of sitting down with the back against the trunk. And she would get me to kind of like, can I feel the ground beneath me? So it's like really feel the ground around you and kind of dig through the ground and find those tree roots and allow. And it's, you know, you can do this as like a meditation, or you can do it as like a visualization. You don't have to close your eyes. That's one of the things. You don't have to close your eyes. You can just sit there and look around and enjoy the nature. Look at the different greens on the leaves. Allow your energy to merge, for me especially the tree energy. And it's like I visualize that the trunk of the tree is kind of then connected to my spine, and that allows the energy to come from the tree into me. And then I kind of spread my consciousness right to the tips of the leaves of this tree or the branches. And it's like I just hold myself, I'm going goosepimply now talking about holding myself in that space. And what's that doing is it's giving you grounding, it's bringing you peace, it's bringing you calm, it's bringing you a sense of being. And that in itself can calm anxiety in quite a quick way, because after 10, 15 minutes, your heart rate slows, your breathing slows, you're allowing yourself to relax, and it just allow the healing of the energy of that tree to come in. But you can use water. Now you can put your feet into the water and feel the lap of the waves just washing over your feet can give you that kind of same grounding, and it's giving you that cleansing as well. But then you can visualize that you got like straws or roots coming out the bottom of your feet, and it's sucking the water up into your body, and it's allowing to wash over you. Sometimes having a shower or a bath, salt bath, salt shower, those kind of things, they can really, really benefit you. If you got a chance to go to a waterfall, and if you've never done it, I highly recommend it. Jump through a waterfall. It is the most liberating feeling ever, and it's amazing. It really is. It's like a whole new way of refreshing that is on a different level altogether, and that's amazing. Fire gazing, you're using all the elements. You can really, like, if you've got like a fire pit going, and just watch the flames dance and move around and feel that energy coming into your heart. I always like to bring fire energy into my heart, because that's just going to raise your love vibration, that's going to raise your vibration, and that in itself can bring in such a healing way. My grandmother had an open fire in her front room up until she was, I think she was in her late 70s or early 70s when she got rid of her open fire. But I remember as a kid, I used to love watching the flames dance around in the fire. But you can connect with the rocks. You might need a bit of grounding, like serious grounding, and it's like sitting with some like really craggy rocks or something like that, and just feeling yourself really submerge into those rocks can bring you that grounding as well. So nature all around us, and you don't have to go out into the wilderness. If you've got a garden, you can do this in your garden. A simple technique: stand barefoot in your garden for 10 minutes and
Yeah, right.
really feel the grass beneath your feet, because that in itself is amazing.
Stick your face in your herbs.
Sticking faces in your herbs as well.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
smelling mint or parsley or basil.
Basil,
When you,
yeah, yeah.
especially mint,
I've got
especially
some
mint,
Thai basil that like just
it's amazing. But
yeah,
mint is a really great cleansing herb as
that's true.
well. And if
That's
you've got a serious stuffy nose or a cold, or you've got bad sinuses, get a massive handful of mint, scrunch that up so you got the juices coming out of the leaves, and take the biggest inhale. It's going to blow your socks off, but I guarantee it'll clear your sinuses like nobody's business. And it's the most amazing smell. And if you don't like mint, don't do it.
some intense, some intense eucalyptus is pretty badass too. Yeah.
It really, really is. But any kind of herb, if you really with the herbs and that, or even rose petals or lavender, really mash it up so you got those juices coming through, and really smell that those plants, and oh, they are just amazing. And someone's commented on here as well, the beach, yeah, having the soft sand beneath your feet, oh, it's amazing.
You know, um, there are so many things you can do, but like a lot of people that I talk to, they'll think about just doing the, like it's a stack of all these things they have to do, but you can really be ergonomic with it. And like, one of the things we do on this show really regularly is do 4-band aura elemental cleansing on your aura, and it doesn't really take very long after you've gotten practiced with it. But like it's still another thing you have to do. So like I've been suggesting, like do it in the shower when you're taking a bath. You have to do a bath
Totally.
every day. Water is running over the top of your head, down the back of your neck and your spine. What a perfect place to do an energy grounding while you're doing a physical cleansing as well, you know? So I think it's a lot about, you know, taking the techniques and stuff and finding ways to fit them into the fabric of your life, so that they're not just extra things that you forget about doing and just do every once in a while, but like really incorporating, like making nature part of your everyday in some way, shape, or form, even if that's just staring at the clouds, you know, like, but bringing that refresh in, you know, like when at the end of my grounding, my favorite grounding technique, you know, you like done the cleansing, now let's do the charge up. And I always have everybody reach down with their intent down to where the molten core of the earth is like scraping against the mantle, and it's creating that blue electromagnetic goodness. Oh my God. I love it's so untainted. It's so fresh. It's like this bright, crackly, creative potential that, like, if you start your day with that, man, you feel a little invincible, which is not a bad feeling.
Exactly. And you can also use the sunlight. I mean, one of the biggest things being a Brit over here, back in the UK, we don't get a massive amount of sunlight as such. It's always cloudy or grey or rainy and drizzly. But here, the sunlight, I tell you what, when it hits, such a refreshing thing. And even I know Michael and I, when I was staying with Michael, I was going down watching the sunrise down near the beach where he lives. And I'd come back the one morning, he's like, dude, where you been? I was like, I've been out to see the sunrise. It's amazing. He's like, can I come with you tomorrow? I was like, of course you can do. Let's do this. So there we were at like 6:30, 7:15 in the morning, kind of marching down the road, and I'm hearing like all these birds singing. I'm like, wow. I mean, you know, and watching the sunrise, and that in itself, having that sun energy, just allowing that sun to hit your skin really raises your vibration. It really, really does. And it doesn't have to be sunrise. You can do it like during the day, in the afternoon, whenever you get that chance to get outdoors, definitely. Oh, thunderstorms, I absolutely love. Nothing like being out in a massive thunderstorm and just allowing the rain to soak you through. It's an amazing feeling.
It's an amazing feeling. And if you can travel with your intent, traveling up into a thunderstorm and watching the lightning happen. Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's amazing.
on this a bunch of shows back. That's one of my favorite. I love that intensity, and those negative ions, man, they just lift me to the core. Love it, love it, love it. All right,
Totally.
so let's what do you say we create some sacred space? We'll talk about this week's card, and then I'll turn it over to you to do some readings. And anybody out there that is being shy, man, get on the list. Please take advantage of this opportunity. All right. Okay, let's see here. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We joyously come together this evening to create our circle, our safe space, a sanctuary of truth and light. We connect our energy in that joy. We ask that the angels be with us this evening. They share their light, their truth, and their knowledge. and help us understand our connection to the source even deeper. We ask that we have eyes to hear, eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand, and with absolute gratitude for all of it, the whole ride, infinite unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All right, let's do 3 quick go to zero space cleansing breaths, okay? So use your solar plexus in through your nose, fill it up as much as you can. And on the release, just imagine turning off your whole body, man. Let your shoulders, all of it, like just you're a machine that just got the switch turned off and you're powering down to stop. And when we get to stop and your breath has run out, stay there for about 5, 6 seconds. I'll count that off and just stay in blank space. No thinking, no moving, no breathing, just still. Okay, here we go. Inhale in through your nose, bright white light. Really fill it up. And exhale, turning off the machine. No mind. Deeper. Deeper. Silence. Inhale. Use your solar plexus. Really pack it in. And release. Turning off the machine. No thoughts. No body. Deeper. Silence. Inhale. And release. Going deeper. Following the point into the depths. Turning off the machine. Silence. All right, so we're looking at this week's card. The Angel of Longevity, Damabiah. Yeah, this card is connected to the moon, which is making it even a little more intense right now in Aquarius. And here's the reading. Your belief system is your connection to your mental foundation. It is from there you take amazing leaps of consciousness, then return to regroup and renew. You have will and cunning, the ability to create plans and strategies. When the odds seem to be against you, that's when you are at your best. You see creative ways to disarm the enemy. You see things clearly and think ahead. Your attention to detail and preparedness heads off potential pitfalls. Do something daring that proves your bravery, skill, speed, and cunning. Always have plan B and C, D, E, and so forth. Your your moves in advance for later action. You are perfecting your mastery and wisdom. You grow and gain insight as you learn to control your power, emotions, and intuition. There we go. Yeah, this angel this week was an interesting one for me to channel, actually. It got in there really deep. All right, so I'm going to shut the heck up now and open it up to my friend Minty. And it looks like Alana would definitely love reading. Alana's a good friend of mine, and she's a fire dancer. And we've done a bunch of events together, and done some light painting events where I was light painting her fire dancing, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, Alana's up right now.
Awesome, that's cool. Alana, did you have a particular question that you'd like an answer to, or is it a general reading that you like? And this goes for anybody. I actually do either you can have a specific question or you can have a general read. But Alana, if you can just comment as quickly as possible, if you would like a general, or if you would just like, if there was a question that you want an answer to, because I can work on both. And I'm actually going to be using Naomi's cards as well. I would like just waiting to see if Alana has got a particular question.
Yeah, it takes about a minute and a half sometimes.
Oh, right, got you. No worries. And that goes for anyone else. Please have a think if there was a question or a general that you'd like. So when I was linking with you, we can go that way. But Alana, while I'm waiting for your answer to come in, okay, let me link in. Let me see if I can link in anyway. Alana, I want to say that it's kind of irony that we've been talking about taking time and resting and being still and getting out in nature, because I'm feeling like you're really needing that at the moment, because your head is spinning 360 degrees at the moment. And I feel like you're questioning your work and where you are at the moment, where you're living. I feel like it's a mixture of both. Okay, here we go. So yes, I've been feeling a great shift occurring in my life. I'm not sure at the time what that looks like or when things will unfold. I just know there's a great shift in my highest good. Thank you. So I'm already linking in to what I was going to say.
You're already there. I know, dude. It's crazy.
I love it when spirit works like this. Okay. I want to say that from the end of March going all the way through to the end of October is going to be the massive transitional shift and change for you. You are changing the way you work. You're very much on your spiritual journey and your spiritual path. You should be working for yourself if you don't already. If you're not working for yourself, you're left alone to get on and do the job. But you're helping to heal lots of different people on a day-to-day basis. And it's more going down the healing route is where I want to say that you should be focusing your attention.
You know, also, Alana's an ICU nurse.
No way. Oh, thanks for the confirmation, dude. I love it. And it is about training and helping others as well, because you love sharing your knowledge with other people. But you're also looking at wanting to move house as well, because home doesn't feel like home anymore and hasn't done for around about the last 7 or 8 months. And I actually do feel like there is a house move coming for you. I want to say around July, August. And it is somewhere where it's a bit more rural. So I'm getting further out of the city and more into a rural space, because you want to be able to hold, it's like you need a big enough garden to be able to hold your own kind of retreat areas. You love connecting people. You love linking people together. Music's massively important for you as well. So I want to start saying, look at drumming circles, look at sound baths. Those are kind of the things that you should be doing and going for.
Alana just put on, she does this every year. She just put on with a bunch of her other friends, a thing called Fusion Flow. And she does her fire dancing, and they had DJs with like really specific music. And it was out in the sticks, out in the middle of the woods. And like there was a big fire circle and a cacao ceremony and like everything you're talking about.
I am loving that, and thank you so much for the confirmation there. And Alana, I've just seen that I'm loving that. The comments that you're giving me as well already. And also actually, funny enough, you mentioned about wanting to help more in preventative and alternative. I actually see you also having a very, very strong interest in herbs and herbology as well, and actually looking at certain foods or plants that can also help with our immune system and health wise as well. Now, I know you say you're an ICU nurse, but why do I also, and please forgive me if I get this wrong, but I also feel like you've worked on cancer wards or end of life wards as well, or that could be another area that you might be going into as well. So I just feel like you've got all these changes coming in, but it's like wanting to help people with diet. Diet is massively important as well. And you're actually also changing the way you eat and the way you look at food yourself as well. And it's like, I even feel like, why do I feel like friends have also been coming to you going, could you teach me how you make this? Could you show me how you make that dish or this dish? Because I feel like you're going much more down a vegetarian, vegan kind of lifestyle, which is fantastic. And it's like trying to create new recipes and show people actually it's really easy to go down that route. So this is all coming together for you, very, very much so. But they are saying between now and the end of March, though, don't be in a rush. Use this time for you. Don't worry about the work. Don't worry about any courses or learning at the moment. Getting out into nature, connecting with the earth that way is where you're needing to be. And that's why they've slowed you down. That's why it feels like you might be a little bit sluggish in the morning or a little bit having like a lazy day. They're saying it's okay to rest and it's giving yourself that time to rest as well. I am going to pull you a very quick card because I always love pulling cards for people when I do a reading. And I love this card. This couldn't be much more perfect if I tried. It's called Gentle. And it's about taking the time to rest and take the time for you. But we've also got a little raven or crow here, which is all about sharing and learning knowledge as well. So that sharing and learning knowledge is going to be coming more and more. There's new collaborations being made with people, certainly around July, August. You're going to be going on courses, learning stuff, and then you're ready to run your own course. You've got to take the leap of faith and start running your own courses. So, Alana, I hope that made sense. I believe it might have done a little bit. And thank you for letting me link in with you.
Yeah, that was great. I can see the smile on her face right now. So our friend Grace would love a reading.
Oh, Grace, I love that. I was going to come to Grace next, funny enough, and straight away I got this amazing energy that's coming through because I just feel like I'm really am in my happy place. There's been a lot of hard work going on the behind the scenes for you, Grace, over the last 3 to 4 months, and now I feel like work is picking up. I want to say there's contracts coming in, certainly over the last couple of weeks, and also all the way through to the end of April. It's like you've got 3 brand new opportunities that are coming up for you that are going to be quite big and really taking you forward. And it's like you're getting back out there again. It's like, I don't think you've ever left the public, so to speak, but they're like kind of throwing you further and further into the spotlight, saying you need to show the world what you do much more.
Yes,
And it's really, really pulling you out of your comfort zone as well. But there's also travel. There's going to be traveling coming for you, certainly around September, October time, I feel, where it's like you got to travel maybe a different state or something like that for some of the work that you're doing. Now, I've been drawn to using Raven's cards for you. So you're going to get one of her cards tonight as well. But they're also saying that you should be writing. I'm going back to writing my own book. I'm going back to writing my own stories, journaling. It's like everyone that you connect with or work with, you love remembering little captions of people's readings. And it's not that it's like, I want to put a book together of different little captions or scenarios of where you meet. Now, I've had a card fall out for you, and it's actually from the Lake of the Ozark deck. And how beautiful is this? It's called Angels. It's called Angels. Now, Grace, you're connecting much more with angelic energy, but also star beings as well is really coming into this. And I want to say you've got a new spirit guide that's a Palladian that's coming in for you as well. And they're just going to help you really shine your light and push that energy forward. And I love the fact we got this angel card. It is absolutely beautiful. But they have told me I've got to pull another one. You're going to get 2 cards, I'm afraid to say. So bear with me a second because they want me to give you Of course, we got the Scottish one. I love that we got Scott. You're gonna love this card. Now, bearing in mind, I said shining your lights. This is called illuminates. You can't make it up. It's amazing, and it
Oh,
really is your time.
isn't it just a glorious surprise and wonder every time?
It really is. It really is. I just love how spirit work. I really, really do. And Grace, I also want to say, I also feel like you're helping spirit pass or cross more as well. It's like you're doing more work with helping souls pass or cross. Hope this is the right terminology. It was a phrase that was given to me about a year or 18 months ago. And I want to say you're like a death doula. And what it is like where you have the what like the midwives bringing in life. It's like you're helping souls pass as well. So I feel like you're doing a lot of healing prayers for a lot of souls that are passing at the moment, which is another reason why you've got the angelic card as well. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps.
That's awesome. Dude, you are crazy, man. So my friend Linda Martin would love a reading,
Let's do it. Let's do
and
it.
I think she would like, she would love to just get what you read, but there's also a person that she lost not long ago that she would.
No worries. No worries. Let me link in and let me see what I get for her. Okay, Linda, let's have a look and see what we get for you. Linda, I've actually got two people coming forward for you. Grace, thank you for the confirmation, by the way. Linda, I've got two people coming forward for you, but I want to say a person that you lost recently. Can I ask, was it female? I've got a very, very strong, loving female energy. And who is it? I'm going to ask Derek a question. Is mum in spirit? Or this lady would have been like a mother figure. I've got a gentleman in the background that's got quite a sense of humor and quite a strong energy. And it's like he's using his energy. No, your husband. Okay, sorry. I wonder if I got this the wrong way round. I wonder if it's mum. I'm going to ask you a delicate question though, Linda. Is mum in spirit? Because I've still got this motherly love that's wanting to come forward, but I've got a gentleman in spirit who's got high energy, lots of laughter, always saw the positive in everything, and would never be. It's like what I want to say is he didn't do miserable people, but he's also laughing, saying I was never really sure about people. If that makes sense. Thank you for the confirmation about your mum, because she's coming forward with a huge amount of love, and she's just given me the biggest pink heart to give to you. And it's like she's sort of stepping to one side to allow this gentleman to walk forward. Now, what I want to say about your husband, and I don't want to be rude and don't want to be disrespectful, because he's got kind of raised an eyebrow looking at me. He was very choosy of who was in his circle. He was very choosy who he got on with. He wouldn't suffer fools or idiots. And it was like he wasn't necessarily a massively people person. He was better in small groups rather than large crowds. But I also want to say he wants you to know he's very much at peace and he's not suffering anymore. And he goes, you're aware of this. And he loves the fact that you still talk to him, but he also loves the fact that you still tell him off. It's like you said, you would always boss him around or give him. It's like you would have to kind of point him in the right direction to say what you needed doing. But he was a very practical man and could work with his hands a lot. Now, I want to say when he scrubbed up and he was suited and booted, he looked bloody good. But a lot of the time, he was happier in comfier clothes because he's saying he was always grafting, he was always busy, or he always got projects on the go. And he's laughing, saying, I'm sorry I didn't get the decorating finished, or the decorating never got quite done to where you wanted it. I hope this is making sense. And something this week.
They were married for a long time. They had a recording studio together. He was one of my best friends too, and taught me how to record music. And then they moved to Jacksonville, and then the COVID thing happened, and then complications out of that. And really quickly, they're like 30 years that they were still going to live on was all of a sudden just kind of gone.
I am so sorry to hear that. But would the way I'm describing him, would that make sense then, as you know him, because you can give me a quicker kind of feedback response? Would that make sense to him? Did you hear me?
Yeah, it'll take a second for her to
Oh
reply.
no, no, I meant. Oh, sorry, pal. I meant you. Because he was very affable. That's a word I'm not sure what means. What does affable mean?
Affable means a very nice. He was a very kind person. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so he would get on with everybody, but I still feel like he was very choosy of who was in his circle. I still feel like he would be very. It's like he wouldn't be rude to people, but it was like he was just choosy of who was in his circle. Does that make sense?
He was a very New Yorker.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Tell me that again. But he was a very practical man, though, wasn't he? He could. It's like I feel like if he needed something built, he could do this because he was very technical and logic minded. Does
He
that
was
make
very
sense at
skilled.
all?
Yeah, he was very skilled.
Yeah. And I keep getting shown woodwork. I keep getting shown. Why is it with woodwork? Or he likes. I don't know if he liked wooden furniture or he likes working with wood. I feel like this is like a hobby of his that he might have enjoyed doing as well. If that makes any sense or not, I hope it does. He wants me to know he passed very, very quickly as well, and he knows that you know it's not goodbye, and he knows that you were there. I want to say that Linda, you were there when he passed because he's saying he wants you to know he knows that you were there or he knows that you saw him. I hope this is making sense.
Yeah.
Linda, I feel like you're supposed to be buying. I'm sorry, I've got to ask this. You lost the chat. Sorry, no worries, not a problem at all. Linda, why do I feel like you're looking for a new car? He says, buy the new car. He says, get rid of the one you've got. He said, it's done. He said, don't bother fixing it. Don't bother repairing it. Get yourself a new one. He said, "You sell it on, give it to someone else." I hope that makes sense to you, Linda. He says, you keep looking and thinking about it. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I hope it
Well, she
does.
just drove from Hollywood to Jacksonville today, so maybe something.
Why do I feel like the brakes are a little bit iffy? It's like get a new car. He's just laughing, saying get a new car. I want to say he would have loved that, and he said I want to say you would have loved the sunset. Apparently, you loved the sunset this evening as well. Is also what I'm being told. Okay, show me that again, mate. He's also talking about how he keeps messing up the clocks in the house. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. It's like his energy is stopping the clocks. Why do I feel like you either thinking a clock is broken or it's not working? He says it's not, it's his energy, but he's still very, very much with you as well. So I hope this is all making sense. I am going to pull you a quick card as well. And we got one of Raymond's Scottish decks. And I love this card. It's all about balance. And I think, Linda, this is something that's important for you. You need to remember to give time for yourself as well. It's like you need to remember to have that switching off time. Freaking Mercury. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Linda. Hopefully you can watch back on this and by all means message me if it made sense or not. But he's also saying just remember to give yourself that little bit of time for you as well. So I hope that makes sense, Linda. And thank you for letting me link in. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Minty. Yeah.
No problem.
Our next person is Inga Combs, and
Cool.
she would like a reading. Inga Combs, and she
Did,
lives in Iceland near a volcano.
oh, somewhere I've always wanted to go is Iceland. He had an uncanny sense of time. I love that. Well, I was being shown that a clock is stopping or being broken. So I feel like there's a clock that needs fixing. I don't know if it's a watch or a clock, but that's what I was being shown. So did she have a particular question that she wanted an answer to, Inga? Don't know if she did. Not sure. Okay, Inga, let's have a link in for you.
Inga was the
Drummer.
person that asked me. I'll let her. I'll let her. I'll let her.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Linda, I love that he was a drummer and a pianist. So yeah, I know drum work, you've got to keep in time, you've got to be on time all the time. So that makes sense. Inga, I'm going to ask you a question straight away, if that's okay, because I've just had a dog, a black and white dog, come running in, and I don't know if it's like a collie or a sheepdog or something like that. But I feel like you are very much an animal lover and you would love to take in all the animals and all the strays, if that makes any sense or not. But I've also got Spirit laughing, going, you've got to be careful of your allergies, though. So I do feel like you are looking after allergies, as though maybe it's broken since you went through the veil. It could have been. Oh, it's your dog. I love this. But I feel like I'm also being told to say, be careful of your allergies and start looking at taking some herbal remedies or eating local honey, because that will help with hay fever that I feel that might come in. But I've got to say, this beautiful dog, he's got quite longish fur as well. And he's quite, I would say he's a medium-sized dog, but it's like he couldn't get close enough to you. And I want to say this dog's got a huge amount of love for you. And he lived to quite a good age as well. I feel like he was around 10 or 11 years old. And I'm also being told that stomach issues or digestion would have been the problem with him. He was struggling with food. Icelandic sheepdog, thank you. And they are beautiful dogs. They really are. I mean, they are amazing dogs. But it was like there was just so much fun and love with your dog as well. And I want to say he's still active. He was 15. No way. That's so cool. But he still had this puppy age that he would act younger than his years until towards the end. And he says, again, he's very much at peace. Now, I'm also being shown, and please forgive me, Inga, if I'm wrong. I'm going to ask a delicate question. I want to say, is dad still here or in spirit? If it's not dad, it's grandfather, because this person would have also loved animals and is very much looking after your dog as well. And he would have loved, and this gentleman would have loved the outdoors. It's where he would have been at his happiest. And he was quite a spiritual soul in his own way, not in the way we would know it today, but he was quite connected to the earth and he understood how nature works and how we're supposed to look after it. And he kind of instilled that in you as well, which is where I feel. And I'm also being told, Inga, as well, artwork. I feel my grandfather walks with me. Thank you for the confirmation. I also want to say, Inga, for you, I want to say you are quite an artist, or color is important, but I'm seeing drawing or painting going on. And it might not be for necessarily trying to sell, but you're doing it for fun. You're doing it to switch off. It's your way of actually unwinding, if that makes any sense. Hope it does. I feel like you're very much a counselor for people. You're always helping and listening to other people's problems and giving them guidance. And I do feel like you have a strong spiritual path or connection yourself as well. But I'm being told to say you don't need to second guess yourself. It's like you know you're good at what you do. You're good at helping others, and this is important. So stop second guessing yourself. And it's hardest thing in the world to do is to learn to trust. Even I'm sitting here thinking, Christ, I hope I got this right. Because you get that little bit of worry and that little bit of doubt that sometimes kicks in. But show me that again. I know you're in Iceland, but why do I keep getting the feeling you want to go to Norway? I also keep getting shown a trip to Norway. I don't know if that's towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, but it's like I'm being shown between November and February, and November this year, February next year. I feel like there's going to be talks or a trip of going overseas, and I keep getting shown like Norway. I don't know why. I don't know if you've got family that come from there or not, but that's something else that I'm being shown. And it's like you want to explore and see new places. I feel like there's always been an interest to see new places. I've got a card for you that I feel is going to be very fitting, and it's all about nature, and it is. It's really connecting with the earth, and I do feel like nature or the countryside or that kind of thing really inspires your work and really inspires how your well-being is. So, Inga, I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps, and thank you for letting me link in with you. If you can give me any feedback, I'd really, really appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, we're kind of at the end of the hour, but I would love to keep going if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can do a couple of more, mate. That's not a problem at
Yeah,
all.
there have been, you're popular, man. There's like, right. So, Angelo would like to know about his soul purpose.
No worries, not a problem at all. And I'm actually going to go back to these Ravens cards again as well. So, Angelo, let's have a look. Linda, you are more than welcome. Inga, thank you so much for your feedback. I really do appreciate it. Angelo, let's have a link in. Angela, I first of all want to say that the last 18 months has been a massive healing period for you as well at the moment. And there's been a lot of letting go of the past, a lot of healing, a lot of getting rid of toxic energy around you. And it's really kind of funny enough. You were talking about the Ten of Swords earlier. I actually quite like the Ten of Swords.
Right?
Call me a little bit odd. But I think the Ten of Swords, it very much is that clearing. It's like I always visualize the
Right,
Ten of
it's
Swords.
done. It's over. It's
It
finished.
is. So if you imagine a giant volcano has done this massive eruption and literally cleared everything in sight, within 12 months, you've got the most fertile ground where it's growing the strongest plants, the strongest trees. The earth is really vibrant from that eruption. So from great, and a funny enough cycle of life, from great death comes great rebirth. And that is what it's all about. This is what I'm being shown for you, Andrew. I just got shown this eruption and this volcano, and it's like I am starting from the bottom again, or it feels like I'm starting from the bottom. They're saying, no, you're not starting from the bottom. What you're doing is you've cleared the negative, you've cleared the toxic. Now you've got this beautiful, fresh, fertile ground to really grow on and really work with, is what I'm being just shown. I'll just describe my trip to Hawaii like this. I love that, Michael. That is awesome. But it really is, and it is this like new birth and this new place and this new start for you. And I feel like you're going much more down a shamanic route, is where I feel that your healing work is going to be going. And they're just sort of saying, use the rest of this year to carry on healing. And they're saying, try everything. They're saying, be like a child in a sweet shop, because this is very much kind of where it's like give everything a go, look for all the opportunities, looking for those options. I do see you doing readings, you do connect with spirit. I do feel like herbs and plants and growth is going to be massively important for you there. There is this shamanic side for you as well. And it is like, I don't know which way to go. And they're just saying, sit and pause, pick one path. If you don't like it, move on the next one. Write a list. It will actually help you. But you're very much a counselor. So I can see you also going down possibly a hypnotherapy past life regression route as well, is where I'm being shown with this. And it's like connecting people possibly with past lives or helping them heal through similar situations or circumstances that you've gone through. Now, Angela, I want to say grandmother on mum's side of the family is very much coming forward for you. And please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she's in spirit because I've got a very, very strong lady. And it's like, oh, I don't know how to describe. She's not very tall. She's not slim. She's a bit, how do I put it polite? She's a bit round. I don't mean this disrespectfully, but she's got her arms like this, and she's like, "You've got my strength, you've got my determination," and she's so proud of you. And she's just got this beautiful, loving energy. The easiest way I can describe her, if you're a Terry Pratchett fan, or if not, go and have a look at Nanny Ogg. She was one of my favourite witches in his works of books. And she is just this lady that can literally rule and master the family. It's like she keeps everyone in check, even her sons who are like 6'6", or and they're like farriers, and she's like bossing them about and stuff like that. But she's got this beautiful, loving energy where it's like, but with you, it's like she just wants to give you this big cuddle and this big squeeze, and she's going to help you on your way and on your journey. And she's saying you're going to be helping she's going to help you to do the work that she used to do, because she was always one for helping others as well. But she turns around, and I'm sorry, Angelo, I've got to say this. She's laughing as she says this. She says, your cooking needs improving. I don't mean that disrespectfully or rudely, but she says, you've not quite got my style of cooking, but she's going to help you with that. She says, look through the old cookery books, look through the old notes, because I used to feel like she used to make her own recipes. And I feel like they're in a book somewhere that I feel like you're supposed to have, because I do feel like you've really found your passion for cooking fresh or cooking from scratch. And it's like you're being much more mindful with what you're eating. And she keeps showing me a lot of fish. So I don't know why there's a lot of fish, but that's what I'm being shown. I am going to pull you a card, though. And I just hope this has helped, though, with your reading. And the card I got for you is the UFO one, which I absolutely, oh, you're going to love this card. It's called unlock. And this is exactly where you are at the moment. You're unlocking your potential. You're unlocking your journey. Sometimes this is where I get annoyed with spirit. My great grandmother was a healer. Thank you for the confirmation. This is where I get annoyed with spirit because I'll say to spirit, I'll be like, where am I going next? They're like, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? I'm helping others. And they're like, yeah, we got you. And I'm like, no, I'd like to know what's coming next. And they're like, no, we're not telling you, because part of the journey is self-discovery. Part of the journey is actually going, you know what, I'm going to go down that path and see where it takes me. And if it's taking me a wrong way, I'll just turn around and come the other way. And that's what that's all about. So it is unlocking, and it's basically follow your heart. Now, but a lot of people will say this, but if you're finding something that you really enjoy doing, then it's not a job, because you're following your heart, you're following your love. Surrender. Yeah, I'm trying to learn that one the hard way. Along with patience as well. And yeah, and that's when I really do kick off with them, because I'm like, hell no. Michael, no worries, mate. Will you guys both, what? Sorry, Michael, what you say? Instead of a reading tonight, will you guys both read on holding space? I would love to, Michael. Definitely. Drop me a message after, mate, by all means, and we'll sort some. I'm totally up for it. Are you up for that, dude?
Sure.
Awesome. How much fun's that going to be? But Angelo, I do feel like you are connecting with star beings as well. I can't remember I hope I pronounced this right. I want to say Lyrian. You've got very, very strong lion energy. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a fire star sign like a Leo or a Sagittarius, because you've got that strength, you've got that determination, you've got that go. Every now and again, we lose that little bit of confidence, but once you get it back, it's like you're going at 100 miles an hour, and I love that energy, so stick with it. But I really, really do feel like there's some Lyrian, I think they're called, or Lyrian. Oh, I don't know. Excuse my pronunciations, Angelo, but that's the energy that I'm being shown for you, mate. Ironically, it was a UFO card that I pulled for you. So there's another little connection going on there that Spirit wanted you to know. I mean, how bonkers is that? Hope that helps, Angelo.
Crazy. So I've got a couple more if you're up for it. And
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
My friend Arnie would love a reading about a future sort of scenario, and Arnie's a really excellent deck creator and reader himself. So he's
cool.
a good friend also.
Yeah, Arnie's a friend of mine on my Facebook as well, and he's got amazing energy. He really, really has. You asking? Did he say he was asking about a future venture that was coming up?
Yeah, love a reading for future.
That's cool. Okay, let's have a link in. Okay. More of the world to see is what I keep getting told straight away. More traveling, more visiting ancient sites, more about possibly even going over to the UK, going to some stone circles is what I keep getting shown for you. And I just feel like it's like I want to broaden my horizon. I want to find new ways of learning. You've got a love for history. You've got a love for other cultures. And it's like I want to bring that energy kind of in. And it might even be looking at going down like a pagan kind of route as well. I don't know if this is making any sense to you, Arnie, or not. I hope it does. Why am I also being given like a wooden flute or a wooden whistle or a tin whistle or something like that? It's like, I know it's St. Patrick's Day today, guys. I know my guys like to play me up and wind me up, and I've been listening to some Celtic music going on today. But I've got like, I want to learn an instrument. I feel like I would like to learn like a wooden flute or a penny whistle or a tin flute or something like that. It's like I want to bring music back into my life is what I keep getting shown. Mount Shasta, Sedona, I feel drawn to. That's really, really cool. I love that. But it's like I'm also getting, like I say, like these wooden flutes is being played. It's like someone is playing a little tune as they're going along. And I just feel like it is connecting to these different areas. You play guitar. Oh, I love it. But is that acoustic? Because I want to bring everything back to basics. It's like I want to bring everything down to like an earthy, grounded level is what I keep getting shown. I appreciate you play guitar, but I'm sorry, mate. I still keep getting a wooden flute playing in the background. It's like someone's playing a lovely little fiddly diddly kind of. Excuse my interpretation on that. But I just feel like there is more of that coming into it. But I'm also being shown as well. I don't know if you're a photographer or not, or you've got a great eye for detail. But it's like I feel like you should be taking photographs close up of nature. So it's like getting close up to the flowers so you can see everything in the inside of a plant. And watching that electric post injury makes it tough though. Gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I'm sorry to hear about the injury. But it's like I'm also bringing out like spiritual awareness in pictures, and I just feel that it's like I should be taking close-ups of plants or insects or something like that. It's like I feel like there's this imagery that's wanting to come out. There's this new creative way, and it's like I want to say even getting out there with your camera phone and just start taking some pictures. I feel like that needs to be done. But it's like new ways of work coming in for you as well. Is what I'm also being shown for you. Show me that again. Kind of my portrait art. Oh, okay. That's cool. Sorry, I didn't even realize you did portrait art, so please forgive me. But that's what I'm being shown. But why do I also feel like there's new work coming in for you as well? You're very much a hands-on person. It's like you always got projects on the go. It's like I like fixing things or making things, and it feels like I want to. I can't describe it. It's like I've got tools around me and I like working with my tools. I just feel like there's some sort of work coming in for you on that front as well. But I do see you getting to go to Sedona though. But I see that being an August trip, July, August. I can see you getting out there. And it is like I want to camp out in the wild. I want to camp out in the outdoors is the feeling that I'm getting. It's like I want to really connect back with nature, if that makes sense or not. Hope it does. I love that we got this card from the Scottish deck as well. And it's called kindness. And that's exactly what you're doing, mate. You're sharing your love, you're sharing your light around to people. But it's like I'm not wasting time on negativity. It's like I'm not allowing negative energy to coming into my life, so to speak, or negative people. I mean, that's not always the easiest, but you can control it to a limit. And that's where I feel that that's going into it. They're also saying as well, get back into singing again. You used to love singing, you used to love writing your own songs. And it's like, you need to start playing and singing some more of your own songs again, mate. It's getting back behind the microphone. Arnie, I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. And thank you for letting me link in with you, mate.
Awesome. So last but not least, we have Nancy in Missouri.
Hey, Nancy, thank you. And of course, I'm in Missouri myself as well at the
I thought
moment.
what a perfect way to end.
It's a brilliant way to end. And I've been told I've got to use my very good friend Naomi Cornick's Oracle deck for you, Nancy. So let's have a link in for you. Okay.
She lives on a
Nancy,
200-acre farm.
that don't tell me anything. I don't want to know.
My
I
bad.
like to know. I like to know nothing. That's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. So, Nancy, I'm gonna say is you don't like asking for help, and you'll leave everything right to the last minute before you do, because it's like you're very, and I don't mean this rudely or disrespectfully, but you're very much a perfectionist, and you like structure and everything in its place. Now, it's one of those where it's like you know where everything is. To other people, they'll be like, "I need to like this. Like, don't touch it. I know where everything is. Leave it alone. Go away. I'm all right." That's what I'm just being shown straight away. But I've also now I know I've just been told that you live on a farm, but I also want to say, have you got a strong connection to horses? Because I keep getting the horse spirit energy coming in for you, and you've got this graceful peacefulness. And it's like everybody does come to you with their problems. Now, you could be someone that was sat on a bus, said hello to a complete stranger, and within half an hour, they're turning around and telling you your life story, you know. But you will always give people the time of day. You will always listen. And I just feel like you love helping others in that capacity and in that way. Being in the outdoors by yourself, it's like where you're at your happiest. It allows you to think, it allows you to switch off as well. They are saying don't sell part of the farm. I do feel like you're questioning on whether to sell part of the farm or not. And they're saying don't keep hold of it for now. Leave it 12 months. You'll get more for it next year. Now, it's not like a massive part of it, but it might be like a field or something like that. But it's like, ooh, we could maybe get rid of that. I feel like someone's inquiring, but it's like they're not they're not offering enough for it, is what I want to say. Um, I hope this is making sense because I do sometimes sit here and think, am I just a crazy person with voices in my head? Um, but they're just saying that it is the right time, or it's the right idea, just the wrong time, and just sit on it for a little bit longer is what I want to say with that one as well. But I also feel like, why do I also feel like you're changing another area of your farm into maybe like putting some huts up or like some self-contained accommodation and running like an Airbnb or something like that as well? It's like I'm changing the way I bring an income in, I'm changing the way that work is, and I feel like I'm open to new ideas and opportunities. And this year is very much about new ideas and opportunities. So I hope this is making sense. If you can give me
Totally.
any confirmation on that, please. Now, I've just had a card fall out for you, and it's called Protection. But I don't know if you would be able to see or not, but there is a baby bear underneath the mother bear. And that's exactly how you are. You're very family orientated. You love having all family around you as well. I'm also being told there's a new arrival coming in the family within the next 12, 18 months. And I want to say it's a little girl coming into the family. I hope this is making sense as well. I don't feel like anyone's necessarily pregnant at the moment or just given birth, but I do feel like there is going to be a pregnancy coming into the family as well. And it's a lot of celebration. I've also got a big family get together coming up around the end of July, beginning of August. And it's like I want to bring all the family together. And I feel like there's going to be celebration around that time, whether that's a birthday, an anniversary, or something like that. But everyone's coming together. And it's like it's all happening at the right time. So, Nancy, I hope that makes sense. If you can give me any feedback, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you for letting me link in.
Dude, you are really freaking amazing.
Well,
I
thank
just
you.
I enjoy watching your aura as you work. It's like my own personal light show, man. It's beautiful. It's like crazy, crazy, crazy good, dude. So thank you. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you giving us your energy and just being so open and giving with that. I'm deeply, deeply grateful.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you allowing me on here, mate. So thank you so, so much for asking me.
So I guess we are long overdue. So we will close up our circle till next
Mhm.
week and bid everybody adieu. As always, hit the like, subscribe. Please share this thing. Leave a comment down below if you don't mind. If you want to support the channel, you want to support what we're doing. I've loaded a link at the top for my Fine Art America page. If you'd like an angel on your wall, it's a great place to go and grab that or some other light paintings as well. And if you're feeling generous and want to help to the cause, you can donate at PayPal at wizardofod.com. So without further ado, again, Minty, thank you very much. Really glad you're we connected, man. It's I look forward to many years of having some fun, man. And if you ever get down into Florida, talk me up. I'd love to.
Oh, thank you, dude. I am so grateful, and I would love that as well. So thank you so, so much. And it's been such a pleasure to properly meet you as well tonight.
All right. So without further ado, we joyously conclude our gathering for this evening and send everyone on their happy way. We thank the angels for their presence, their truth, their wisdom, and their light. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we close our circle. Be in the light.